Hello, everybody. Happy Friday evening or Saturday morning to you, depending on where you're at in the world. Happy weekend to you. And I'm just getting my desktop all set up here. Take me just a quick moment, and we will get everything set up here. All right, I think we're good there. And let's see. All right, I think we're live. YouTube. Oh, wow. My email just went to cover the whole page here. Oh, there we go. Like, wow. All right. So it says we are live. So we are live. That's good. All right. So welcome. Man, there's a fly in here. Why don't you go over there? Go over there. All right. So sorry. Fun energies going on in the world. And so let's start off on bringing some beautiful love energy in, filling us up and flowing out into our lives, our hearts, our minds, everywhere, and then out into the world. So if you'd like to join me, whether you're watching live or on replay, we can join all together and do that. And so we'll start off here taking a big, deeper breath just to come back to right here, right now. And as we release, let's let that exhale, just let the chaos of the world fall away. So we'll take a big, deep breath in through your mouth or nose, whichever you prefer. Hold it for about 5 seconds and then release out the same way in which you breathed in. So here we go. Big, deep breath. And release. Beautiful. And then we have our wonderful singing bowl. So as I hit the singing bowl, we'll let that love, we'll hit it about three times. We'll let that love flow down and overflow. So here we go. Beautiful. She is singing up a storm here. We'll try to put her up here so she can finish singing her song. There you go. So hit the microphone. Sorry about that. So welcome, everybody. Good to see everyone. Hope you are well. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Okay. All right. So we are continuing today using this Nicolette Cecily Tarot. It's a cute little deck for the donations, and then we'll use the craft cards and the black tarot for the free readings. So we'll get these all shuffled up. If you're new to my channel, new to these readings, welcome. Got a great group of people, huge hearts, wonderful senses of humor. It's a great combo, necessary, especially the sense of humor to hang out with bruddaZEN. Fly. See what I'm saying? um, but welcome. How the free readings work, I do go down in order. First come, first serve, down the chat. The chat is the list. There's no special list. You just put your question out there. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows we'll pull cards, see what they come through. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I'll prioritize those, step out, dive deep, and then also, meaning I pull extra cards. And then once I'm done, I return back and um, continue down the list. Thank you, Infinity. Welcome in, everyone, except for the fly. Well, the fly, I guess, also has a right to be here on the planet, right? Gnats usually are uh, my nemesis that represent expectations. And so, flies, I think, are taking its place for now. About a fly shouldn't be in my house, in my room. I go, you had the whole basement. Why do you have to come in here? But they are here. The mosquitoes are your mortal enemy. The special guest, right? Now watch it come land like right on the camera and be, hi Nova. Too funny. All right. So we'll get into it. I normally do a bunch of spiel about all the free things I offer. So the only thing I'll mention, well, let me mention a couple things because we've got energy going on that's important, right? So we've gone into the Mercury retrograde, the pre-shadow a couple days ago. So if you want to find out about how Mercury retrogrades can be used for the best of our abilities and keep our energy, here is our a little playlist from my astrological energy. It's at the top. You'll see it say retrogrades, retrograde guide, and then it has slash Mercury and whatever else was going retrograde at the time, but it talks about how to make the most of those. Also, in the monthlies, I do mention the astrological Zenergy. Oops, I guess I didn't grab it here. At the beginning, and so July's at the beginning, we'll talk all about this specific Mercury retrograde, the sign it's in, and some information around it. We have August out there too. I'll also throw that out there while we're here. So I guess I'm going to show you guys what videos are available because they're all, and then that, and then that. So that's the Mercury retrograde. And then, of course, we also have Leo season starting on Monday. So happy birthday to all you Leo sun babies. There is a special 3-month forecast in there for all of you. And if you have any Leos in your life, send them the link and say, here's a little forecast for the next 3 months for free. Happy birthday. And then there's a pick a card for the rest of us. And then next Monday, we also have our second Capricorn full moon in a row. So this one is a pick a card that talks about what reward is coming because of all your hard work, but also talks about making the most of the Capricorn full moon release energy too. Having like last month, Capricorn, the full moon was in Capricorn. This month, full moon in Capricorn. When it's 2 months in a row like that, it's not normal, not usual, we'll say. So it's a blue moon. It's considered one of the ways a blue moon can happen. Next month, we actually have 4 moons in this solstice period. And so the third full moon is considered the blue moon. So we have a blue moon. I think it's a super moon next month too. So extra energy coming in with those. So just be aware of that. Use the most of your energy. I think I did that. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about that. Well, the solstice readings. So speaking of solstice, we do have 3-month solstice relationship readings for each individual zodiac sign, where we break those out by zodiac sign, but also within it, we've got the single and looking, we've got a separate one for married or in a relationship, and third is the happy hermits who it's not all romantic relationships, it's about relationships in general. So, and also until um, the 21st, which is coming up here. My gosh, it's the 19th already. So for a few more days, Monday, I'll be switching my pricing back on my relationship readings from being half off, which a half an hour is $12.50, and a full hour is $25. So if you want to take advantage of that, got a couple days left on that as well. All right. So I think that's all the blah 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 that we'll talk about for now. But let's get into the readings. So we do have a few donations, so we'll start there. So Infinity, we've got the triple threat. Thank you so much again for your multiple donations. We have a couple, actually, it looks like so two from Eagle, then one from Usha. Hopefully, I'm not mispronouncing that. Sancher, and then back to Eagle, and then to Johanna. Hello, hello. And then Supernova, a couple for you. So thank you guys so much. And shout out to Johanna. You can see her name in green with a little badge that shows that she is one of my YouTube channel members. So because of my channel members, people who make donations, people who purchase my other services that are all listed in the description box, and as well as on my YouTube, not my YouTube, but my website, bruddaZEN.com, and then sending lovely energy to my host. She's not feeling too good today, and her doggy's not either. So we'll send them a little extra love. And because of all of you, I'm able to do all the free things that I do. So big thank you. And thank you for all of you that also give the video a thumbs up and are my subscribers. That's also very important. Things that you can do for free. And I appreciate that so much. It does help spread the Zen love. So you're part of the love tsunami. All right. So let's get into it. Infinity, thank you for your first donation. Let's give that a love and a like. And you want to know, did it help improve your relationship with D and M when you spent time together a few weeks ago? Will our relationship get better? Familial, the family dynamic A. Let's take a look here and see. Did it help? Will it help improve the relationship? We spent time together. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. We'll take a look here. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Nine of Wands. We shall see here. Nine of Wands is about, barriers falling down. Persistence, I think, is key with this one, with this energy to get through the block that's there. I feel like every little bit, it's like it just helps whittle down the wall that is for some reason created. Let's see what else comes in here. That's the bottom of the deck. You got the Four of Cups, so emotional stability. I like that coming in. That's a positive sign that it did help balance out some of the emotional drama and trauma. And you got the King of Cups. So again, a balancing energy between the head and the heart. So this, so far, so good. Looks like it has done that. So let's see what else we've got here. Got the Nine of Swords. Oh my gosh, look at this nine of Swords. It's got this giant rabbit and these people hiding from it. I love this deck. but it is letting go of the fears. These nines, it's going to be independent between each of you about letting go of some fears, some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that stand in the way. And so as we're able to lower our fear and transform our fear, then we trigger less and then other people trigger less, because if someone triggers, our little inner child goes, ooh, they're freaking out, they're triggering. And then we trigger, and then that person triggers, and everyone's triggering. It's a bunch of 2-year-olds having a war, right? So if we can work on our own fears independently and be able to keep ourselves from triggering, things trigger less as well. So I like that, all this coming in here. Yeah, and you got the eight of Swords and Nine of Swords. So it's all about movement away from our own small t truths and expectations that release people. And so spending time around each other is helping But the independent work of letting go of the triggers helps us when we're hanging around be able to be at ease and not judge and not look at how someone's falling short. We tend to be able to celebrate someone, and then people want to be around that, not judgment, right? And so each of us works on our own independent fears and judgments, and we release those more. And then as we're around other people, we can just be us and let people be themselves. And that's where harmony comes in, because we're grateful for each other, not going, why didn't you say what I wanted you to say the way I wanted you to say it, right? That's everybody looking at each other. You know. So I like this. It does feel like it is helping, but they give you a little extra snack there on the end. All right. So that is the first one. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And let's give your second one donation, a love and a like. Thank you for this one. And would it help your relationship if you told D&M what you're going through and why what they did hurt you so much? Would they understand? You know, kind of just building on what we just talked about here. The I mean, would it help you get along with them if they told you how you hurt them? No. Right? If you share your pain and what you're going through in life, but if you're gonna point fingers and say, "What you did hurt me," when anyone does this, this is an instant trigger for most people, right? When this happens, it's like, "Grr," right? No one the human doesn't wanna be pointed out of as doing something wrong, because it's already tough enough in our lives to try to have a self-worth that's not, very low. And so when people are pointing out what you're doing wrong, what you said, what you did, because that's all that will happen is you'll tell them, you know what, when you did this, you hurt me, and I have all this stuff because of you. Well, they're like, well, if it's going to be sharing time, what you did and blah, blah, blah did this to me. And then, meh, meh, meh. And what is that going to be? It's just going to be a battle. It's just going to cause war, right? So, it's okay to be vulnerable and share our emotions with people, but it's about taking accountability. Something I learned in corporate life, so it wasn't a total um, imprisonment. I learned so much in the corporation I was with. Luckily, I had a beautiful, wonderful company I worked for, but they taught us about I statements, which is if you say you, all you get is defensiveness, right? Same if anyone said you, we get defensive. But when I say like I feel, you know, scared, and let's do that. I feel scared when these things happen in my life, and when that happens I act this way. And then being vulnerable, if we said something or did something, we don't need apologies from other people, right? We're never going to get the apologies that we truly want from people anyway. And when they do, you're like, that's it. i want some I want some weeping. I want you to throw yourself on the ground and beg for forgiveness. It's like it's never going to be to the extent we want it to be, right? It's not going to unfold there, right? So um if I'm like I'm sorry that when I feel this way, I react, and this is what I said, and I'm sorry that I said this out of anger or out of fear, and I'm sorry. And if we get nothing back from them, it doesn't matter. What we do is we take accountability for our actions. We look at what's going on inside of us, because we're the only one that does it. No one can hurt me. No one can make me feel any way. Like when we say, you hurt me. No, they don't. No one can hurt us. That's our job. They simply did something, said something, didn't do something, didn't say something, whatever it may be. The outside world does all sorts of fun, interesting things. But once it gets in here and we assign what story that means, then we have emotion that we assign and choose because of what they did or didn't do, whatever. And then we choose our physical action. We are the ones, this is where everything happens, not out here, because you'll realize that that was one of my big ahas is that if um, the circumstance determines how we feel, then everyone would react to the same circumstance the same way. And we don't. Um, and because one person could do something and we don't care, another person can do it and we can be like so devastated, right? And that's one way of looking at it. Others, someone goes through the exact same thing, reacts totally different in life. So it's not the situation that determines how we feel as we're going through it, but the person going through it decides. And so when we realize I could have also, with my power of choice, laughed at what someone does, instead of getting butthurt about it, I can choose to be happy about it too. It's my power of choice. And so when you realize that telling people how they're acting and how it's upsetting you, it that's our whole world right now is everyone saying, "You're doing that and you're making me mad." And it's like, well, if everyone can take ownership of their own emotional choices and choices for themselves and back off of everyone else's life, it would be a very much more harmonious planet. Probably a little boring, right? Not a whole lot of drama. That's how we come here. You don't want to go to a movie theater and it's a black screen, right? Or pictures of people running through the fields all happy. We go to the movie theater for drama, right? So I don't feel, to answer your question, they took us on a nice little ride there. It wouldn't help the relationship, it would actually hurt it. And we've got here the bottom of the deck, you've got the Knight of Swords, which is all about the pursuit of seeing things from a higher perspective, from the capital T truths of the higher realm. And the difference is that, once we find that Ace of Swords, we're able to transform our small T truths. Because where battles happen is when I try to prove that my small T truths that are rooted in fear, all those things that sound like supposed to and should and need to and have to and must, when I experience those, um, and then I try to prove that my small T truths are more truer than other people's small T truths, because that's what happens, right? I point at someone and said, "You did this," and they go, "No, I didn't. You did this." I'm like, "No, I didn't. You did this." The battle of my truth, my small T truth rooted in fear, is more truer than your small T truth rooted in fear. That's where all the battles start. But when we start connecting and seeing things from a higher perspective, we stop trying to feel the need to defend, because real truth doesn't need to be defended. It just is. So if I find myself defending anything, it means it's a small T truth of fear. And all that's going to end up with is in a battle, right? So we've got the judgment card. So yeah, this is connecting to our higher self, seeing things from that higher perspective. Here's your little self, here's your higher, bigger self. And so this is about, realizing that my pain is mine, everyone else's pain is theirs. Their suffering is theirs, my suffering is my own. I get to look into me and see, where does the pain come from? What fear is at the bottom of here? Yeah, I mean, it's the message over and over again. Ace of Swords, seeing things from a higher perspective, from that capital T truth from up above. And then you also have the King of Wands. This is owning our energy, owning our power, and knowing that whatever we focus on is what grows and expands in our lives. And the Seven of Wands, the spanking, no, the Seven of Wands is an interesting interpretation, but the Seven of Wands is being true to ourselves, you know, uh, and this is the message of not feeling the need to defend. It's about being ourselves, and it's like the sun does not ask permission to shine, it shines. It does not feel the need to defend. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't dim its light for anyone, but everyone else's choices we also allow them to be themselves. And it all comes down to all those small t truths, those expectations of who we think we're supposed to be, who everyone else is supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, as well. So hopefully that helps, Infinity there, with realizing that, um, if you accuse people of hurting you, then all we're all going to get is defensiveness from someone else. And it's very empowering when we realize that all my emotions happen in here. They don't happen out here. They happen in here, so they're mine, right? Um, and my physical actions, all that is mine. And that's where the transformation comes from. It changes your life because when you let yourself off the hook, forgive yourself, transform whatever emotions and pain, then other people, because of what you're focusing your energy on, it changes the energy that you draw in too. If you're at battle inside with pain, then you're inviting more pain. When we're focusing and transforming into higher love, we draw in higher vibrational type of experiences. So I love this King of Wands. It's about stepping into your power and not being a puppet of the actions of the outside world, right? Because if we're dependent upon, if my feelings are dependent upon everyone else, then everyone can push buttons and I'm all do 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 do, right? The puppet with strings on there. What do you want me to do now, right? And that's not. We're powerful. We get to decide. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you for that one, Infinity. Thank you again for that donation. And then number 3 here, thank you so much. You want to know, how did L feel when you messaged him that you missed him? Is he ambivalent towards you? All right, let's take a look here. What did L feel? You said that you missed him. And what are his feelings? All right, so it's those two. All right. So the bottom of the deck, we've got the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is all about leaving behind the emotions and relationships that don't serve us anymore. And, you know, let's see what these feelings are here, because the Eight of Cups goes a lot of different ways. And I don't necessarily feel like I feel like they're in this process of like emotional inventory. They're looking at what relationships they feel like they give so much and get so little back from, the ones that are bringing stress, the ones that are bringing light, emotions below the surface that from a long time ago that are taking up energy. I feel like they're doing a lot of emotional reflection, maybe even some therapy or reading a self-help book. But let's take a look here and see what they felt here. Yeah. A lot of divine feminine energy coming in here. So, got the moon card, a lot of hidden and unseen and unknown emotions bubbling up. And they got the Empress here, which there is, a lot of emotion that comes with the Empress too. Because the Empress rolls over the queens, all four queens, right? Each queen gets cups. So there's 4 cups. The Queen of Cups adds another. So it's 5 parts emotion and cups, 1 part earth, 1 part air, 1 part fire. So both of these are a significant amount of emotional energy, but a lot behind the scenes and below the surface. So I don't feel like they would admit to emotions, and probably, I don't even want to say if they aware of emotions. I feel like they're kind of numb at this point as they're evaluating. It's like, well, you got to turn off the car to, get under the hood. Otherwise, you can get hurt. So they turn off their emotions when they go look at them. That's kind of where I feel like they're at right now. The emotions are there. They're aware of them. They're just not touching them. They're kind of muted. Um, is probably a good way to look at it. Not so much numb, but muted. Like I know they're there, but the volume's turned way down on them right now for everything. I don't feel like just you, but I feel like there's this um, energy. Let me see this ambivalence question here, because yeah, I've got the Three of Cups. So that usually means there's like kind of a third party there involved, and the Two of Swords, which is, they're at the crossroads trying to make decisions. So I don't feel like they're in any kind of other relationship. I just feel like they're kind of drawn in a bunch of different directions, but it's all numb. And I just feel like that's what I feel like things are just on hold. Don't feel like they're so, that feeling of ambivalence, which, the mixed, uncaring, confusing. I feel like confused emotions, but I feel like when when people tell them they miss him, he he was very manipulated when he was growing up by like his mom or sisters or aunt, someone very divine feminine energy coming in here. And when people go, "Well, I miss you," it's like they were trying to guilt them into doing what they wanted them to do. And, "Well, you're not around enough," is really what the message that he was getting from them. And I feel like that's kind of this kind of a little, even though we want to hear that we're missed, there's also so much, it's like the guilt and the blame that comes from his early childhood just kind of overrides the fun, nice feeling when people go, "I miss you," and it's like, when people tell me they miss you, they go, "I miss you," and I'm like, "You're not missing anything. You're completely full and whole and complete within you." That kind of defeats the whole purpose behind it. But it's true. We don't miss anything. We're not missing anything. We're whole and complete on the inside. Um, we're only missing ourselves if we're missing other people. It means that we are feeling incomplete, defining our worth by the outside world, and we truly are missing ourselves because we're out here instead of in here, right? That's when we feel lost and out of control, when we're out in other people's business instead of in our own. That's something that Byron Katie says. I quote her a lot. Great, great awareness that comes through that when we say I'm missing anything, is that really true? No. Got everything I need right here inside of me. Then I fill up and I overflow, and then other people give me abundance. When I'm looking for someone to complete me, they fall short because they can't compete with that. Um, and so there's a lot of this coming in here when we're looking at, when you messaged that you missed them, there was this manipulation from their past that they were like, they felt a lot of guilt and guilted into things. And so, they were just like, mixed, a lot of mixed emotions, but I don't feel like they are confused about how they feel about everything in the world. That's why they have the volume down on their emotions, because they just got so much going on below the surface that um, is restrictive. And I don't know if we talked about this one, but if I do, I apologize that they're just reinforcing it, that he has very little self-love. So because of that, he doesn't have a whole lot to give. And so all this storehouse of emotion below the surface is a lot of charged emotion from the past that they haven't worked through yet. So um, that's what's coming through in that one. I know that was a long answer to a kind of a, but I just need a boom boom, but there's so much to unpack in all that below the surface. So hopefully that makes sense and resonates, but that's what's coming through. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your multiple donations and earlier today, too. I really appreciate you. All right. So, Eagle, you are up next, and let us celebrate your first supers. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your first supers on hear the super chats. So let's give your first one some love and a like here. Thank you for that donation. You want to know, is Jessica C speaking about you to other people? Ooh, Jessica. She's opening a can, isn't she? Let's take a look here. Let's see what's going on. Is Jessica sharing information about you to other people? Is she talking about you? Let's take a look here. All right. What do we have here? All right. You know, there's a little bit of communication that's happening here, but you know, the bottom of the deck, we've got the Three of Swords coming in here, which is about disappointment and hurt. And I feel like it's more focused in here, Eagle, that the pain that I had, because we've got here, the Knight of Swords and the Six of Swords, which is movement of communication, which is what the swords is, right? And so I do feel like there's movement of lips that's going on here. And the Three of Swords is talking about her pain and talking about disappointment and that type of thing. Um, I feel like and maybe I don't feel like it's continuous. I feel like in the heat of the moment with this Ace of Wands, that they kind of have this in a moment of anger, in a moment of the sting, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And then, but then, I know it's like a little dog, right? "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And then the Four of Cups is emotional stability. And then when they calm down, and then I feel like that was it. I don't feel like they're continually talking. I feel like in the heat of a moment, they shared something to vent. Um, but I don't feel like it's like with everyone. I feel like with the Six of Cups, which is the childhood kind of past life best friend type of connection energy. I feel like they just told it to a confidant, type of person. I don't feel like they were like, um, you know, going into the company break room or whatever and going blah 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 blah, or among friends and posting it on websites or anything like that. I feel like they were just like, I need to vent. Come here. And then they just like unloaded on their friend, which they're like their um sounding boards kind of thing. So I don't feel like, you know, huge like gossiping gossip. I feel like they, in the heat of the moment, they did need to communicate. They did talk to someone, but not other people, just another person. And then they calm down and then, all right. And then they let it go, is what I kind of feel with that. So hopefully that helps, Eagle. So thank you for your first donation there. And then number two, let's give that a love and a like too. You want to know, does RH want you to leave your job? All right, let's take a look here and see what was this that came in here. Okay. Card flip around. Do they want you to leave your job? All right. So let's take a look here and see what we have here. Well, I don't know. It's interesting energy because the bottom of the deck, do you see the confused look on my face? Five of Cups, which is transformation and of, lower vibrational emotion energy to higher. And there's like this little lovebirds going on there, which the Two of Cups, is that, but it's usually crying over the spilt energy. But then, which was like, what is this? You've got the Two of Cups and the Lover's card. Both of these are about important relationships. And I don't know, just all of this look like there's this bond, all this important relationship stuff going on here. And the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight out of them all. And so I don't feel like there's this nudge for you to do any action quickly. I feel like there's an important bond and relationship between the two of you from their viewpoint, and they don't want any changes. They want slow movement right now. So I don't feel like there's that. You know, all of this, all three of these cups cards are emotional choice cards too. That either way, I feel like that um, the focus has to do with your emotional choice. How would you feel about leaving or staying? And that this focus comes back to your emotional choice. But the Knight of Pentacles is about slow movement and what will even on the bottom of the deck, you've got the Three of Cups, which is joy and celebration. What would you choose? What would bring you joy? You know, it's not about what other people want. I feel like the spirit, is bringing it back to saying, like, well, they don't. They feel like it, for some reason, they feel this bond and important relationship with you, but they don't want any change. But spirit's going, but it's up to you. You have the power of emotional choice. Sorry, fly. What you get to look at is what will bring you joy, you know and you're like, I get to do what I want to do because they're going to choose whatever they're going to choose whenever anyway. But you get to choose for you and choose what brings you joy, I feel comes in here. So that is what is coming in for that one. And I see another one here in a moment. But Usha Sancher is in between. So I'm going to jump to them and then jump back to you. All right. So let's give Usha Let's give your donation some love and a like, and thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate that. And you want to know if you do get back with S, what would be the outcome? Ooh, okay. Based on current energies, if you did get back together with S, what would be the outcome? Let's take a look here. All right. Okay, what do we have going on here? All right. An important thing on the bottom of the deck, you know, one of the biggest things is that there would need to be very clear and heightened communication between the two of you. That's the underlying. They're like, new ways of looking at things, new ways of thinking about things. Because they're saying that if you continue to do what you've always done, then you're going to get what you've always gotten, right? So if nobody changed, then it's going to end up the same way that it did before, right? So let's take a look here. That's the bottom of the deck. So we've got the Three of Wands. Three of Wands would be a change of direction. So it's like where you think you'd go to actually end up changing and going a completely different direction. It's like taking an off ramp off of a road or a freeway, going a different direction. Let's see what that means here. You got the Six of Cups. Does look like someone from the past returns. Let me see what this comes to here. And the Five of Cups, which is a transformation and change of emotion from something that feels lower vibration to higher vibration. Let's see. I'm just going to see where this goes here because we've got, what's this last one here too? Yeah, it comes back to this the strength card here with the number 11, which is normally the justice card, but the Five of Swords is the conflict that comes back up here. If things don't change, if we don't look at things from a higher perspective and change the way we approach it, this Knight of Swords is all about the pursuit of the Ace of Swords, which is, seeing things and experiencing things from the highest perspective. You wouldn't kill them, but you might feel like you want to. If the communication doesn't change, if the thoughts and beliefs and approach don't change, I feel like it just heads in that direction. And I do feel like it ends up where it did before with, yeah. Even on the bottom of the deck here, you've got the Tower card, which is sudden endings. You've got the 10 of Wands, which is the ending of energy and new beginnings. And then also, let's see, sorry, that was the Tower. And then you've got the King of Wands, which is whatever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. And but it feels like it just comes to a heated end where you end up ending it and going a different direction because it's the same old, unless there's a change of mindset, unless there's a change of expectations and communication with one another. It's just going to end up going down the same going down the same slide. Oh, let's climb back up, and well, if the slide didn't change, it's still going to end up in the same spot again, right? And so that's what's coming in with that one there, Usha. Um, I don't doubt that you have changed and that you're able to look at things differently, but it has to be both of you being able to look at things in a different way, expect different things, see things from a higher place of unconditional love instead of a fear place of supposed to's and expectations. Just the transformation that has to take place there, because all those thoughts, all those what they're not being, when we focus on, that's what happens with all those small t truths and expectations rooted in fear. We spend all our time judging each other about who they're not being, instead of trying to like limit those and restrict those and bring them all down to where we're looking at, what they are doing, gratitude wise, not but what they are doing, so what they're not, right? This sucks the life out of relationship. Gratitude for who someone is grows a relationship, and that's a big change of what would need to come in with that. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you there. So up to you, right? Right. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. And thank you again for your donation. And then Eagle, thank you for your additional donation. And give that a love and a like. And you want to know, are your coworkers aware of the tensions that you have with your boss? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. So, are your coworkers aware of the little story that unfolds there at work, right? Yeah, it seems like they do here. Um there's this mirroring effect, but you the bottom of the deck, you've got this Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion. And so they definitely pick up. I don't feel like you're someone who hides emotion well, which is a compliment, which is good because, you can't play poker, but you can, people know where they stand, and that's a good thing that it's like your face hides nothing. Mine doesn't either a whole lot. So people know. It seems my eyebrow goes up, they're like, "Uh-oh, did I upset you?" I'm like, "No, why?" They're like, "See that thing up there?" That's the warning sign. I'm like, "Oh, sorry." Take a deep big deep breath, and here we are back, right? So I feel like they do. Let's take a look here at the middle here, what these 2 are. Yeah, I mean, you've got the Page of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles in the middle, and this does show a lot here about opportunities, um, and I feel like they see how, um, I wanna say that, like, a lot of like, I don't feel like you have, like, opportunities that are kept from you necessarily, but they can see, like, the actions and reactions and the movement of things in the outside world, and they're like, "Wow, this is different, this is new, why are they acting that way?" I feel like they are picking up on the the stuff that's kind of making its way out into the physical world, that's there as well. Yeah. And so we got on one side, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Wands, which is drama energy. And we've got the little tyrant, the little emperor, too. And what this tells me here is that you're not the only one that has tensions with them. I don't know if your boss, I think it's to when I first was a manager when I was like 19 years old. Um, my boss, they called the tyrant, and my boss was really on me to not be friends with of all my direct reports in the warehouse I was working in, and blah 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 blah. And so I was in there laying when I first got in there. This is what they told me I had to do. They were calling me the little tyrant. Um, and because, but then I didn't like the way that I felt. I became their friend anyway, and and I like that much better because we all worked so hard and did so much, much more. But I feel like they are a little tyrant, is how they come across, like very, you know, and kind of almost favoritism in some places. So I feel like that people are they're aware of it, but they're also it's because they experience it as well. Yeah, yeah, I do see here. We've got the 10 of swords, which is a lot of rules, a lot of uh, expectations to live up to. Got the queen of swords, which is the balance between the head and the heart, um, and also the page of cups. So I feel like they're kind of giving you the tensions come from because you feel like you are the 10 of swords is like I have so much that I have to live up to. If you can let go of expectations and just go, you know what, I'm going to let go of my fears, I'm going to balance my head and my heart, I'm going to connect to my inner love, my inner um, awareness, um, look at define myself by my inward and upward, that page of cups, the eternal unconditional love of creator, and going, you know what, I'm not going to I can't please all the people any of the time. Like I can't please the entire planet in one all for 1 second, and I can't please one person for their entire lives either. So it's about living your life and coming back to you. And that's what I like about earlier too, is that you get to choose what brings you joy. And if you're afraid, well, what if I get fired? What if people don't like me working there? Then it's like, if you feel uncomfortable and you don't like it anymore, it's important for you to look at you first, because if 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 all these fears are inside of you, they're going to follow you no matter where you go. You're just going to change companies and end up in the same situations if your fears are what are drawing and creating this all these feelings within you, right? Because when we're stressed on the inside, we're going to draw stressful, lower vibrational situations to us. When I'm not stressed and I'm at peace, then I draw peaceful in toward me, right? So it's a great opportunity to kind of step back, look at where are my fears are, what's at the root of this. And everyone's actions are their own and they do what they're going to do, but the fears are in here. My reaction happens in here. My fears, my triggers are activated in here, and those are mine. When I own those and I look at them and go, okay, what am I fearing? Then, things change. I know, and when I was in corporate life, I used to like try so hard, like 4 times normal, meets expectation stuff. And I would try for promotions and money and bonuses and all that. When I tried so hard, I would get meets. And when I backed off and I took all the pressure off myself because I was in fear, I was trying to achieve something, to define myself by something. But when I backed off and said, you know what, I'm just going to come in and I love helping people. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help my peers, my boss, my customers as much as I can. and forget about promotions, forget about bonuses. I make enough. I live okay. I'm good. After I did that, a fourth of the effort, I got promotions, bonuses, uh, and all that, and exceeds expectations or whatever. And it was like, what? But that's how it works. Our fears draw in lower vibrational results. Joy and love and gratitude bring in higher, right? So that's kind of a side thing. I feel like a big piece of it all, but I feel like your coworkers uh, are because they have tensions with your boss too. So that is what they have for you. All right. So many blessings. Thank you again so much for your multiple donations, Eagle. I appreciate that. All right. And then Johanna, let's give that a love and a like there. So hello, hello. So let's see here. So you don't have a question, you just wanted to donate. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And also, since you've been struggling a little bit with and without money, you decided today to try something that you were just affirming, like people just want to give to me. And then you forgot about it and went to wash dishes at a restaurant today. It was really nice to everyone, just because you genuinely wanted to, right? Just being love, right? And then the waiters decided to give you some of their tips. Oh, tear, I can see that. Just focusing on love and gratitude, and then boom. So exactly as I was just saying, that's so perfect that you typed this, what, about an over an hour and a half ago. And it's exactly what I just said to Eagle. I love that. So perfect. And thank you for sharing. I guess people just want to give to me because I just want to give to people. Yes, it's the energy, right? It attracts it. Gratitude attracts more. And that's exactly what we were saying. So perfect. Well said, Johanna. I appreciate that. I think I saw you. You do have a donation further down. Oh, actually, you do have a question. So, all right, we'll get to that in a second here. A real life example. So perfect. All right. And then Supernova, you have two up here. So thank you for your dual donation. And then we got Johanna and then Moonlight 5. All right. So, Nova, thank you for the pine trees in the forest. I love it. Is that the fairy forest? All right. And then here is your first question right here. Want to know what else does Kurt want me to know about whatever generally or about the crazy science experiment on turds? You're so funny. All right, we'll take a look here. Let me take a sip here. All right. So, you know, he's drawing me over. I got these new water alchemy oracle, and I haven't used these in the public ones yet. So here is a brand new. It's all about the water, of course, water alchemy. So let's take a look here and see what they want you to know. So what does Kurt want to bring to you here? All right. It shall be this one. Put these back over here. And you have 32, the waterfall. Just zero in a little bit. Got some toucans going on here. Giant angel. So let's see here what this brings in here for you. Wow. So the name of the card is Unlimited Inspiration. Waterfalls or cascades are formed in nature when a river or stream spills over a cliff or rock face into a pool or body of water below. The volume and power of the plunging water contributes to erosion, and waterfalls can come under different categories depending on the nature of their descent. Cataracts, chutes, horsetails, punch bowls, multi steps, cascades, and fans are all different types of waterfall. Due to their often dramatic scenery, they are revered as some of the most inspiring places on Earth. So, Kurt's message to you is that you are being gifted with a time of renewed inspiration and motivation. Be open to new ideas. An influx of positive, uplifting energy is coming your way. Boom. I like that. And then the card, this female angel rises up out of Angel Falls in Venezuela, said to be the world's tallest waterfall. It plummets 979 meters, which is 3,212 feet, into a remote rainforest canyon. The angel appears as a Venezuelan woman, and her hair cascades over one shoulder and down the rock face where it merges with the water. Hair in mythology is a symbol of strength, vitality, and inspiration. Her glowing white wings show purity and feminine grace, while the golden sun behind her reveals her connection to the Godhead and the infinite source of divine intelligence. There is a fine mist coming off the falls, which represents the often very subtle energy of our intuition permeating our mind. The landscape is lush and the river winds towards us as we open to receive its clarity. Tropical plants, native birds, and butterflies, typical of the area, are woven into the frame. So there's a little process that talks about how you can work with waterfall energy, which is the divine downpour. You can close your eyes and imagine you're walking in a rainforest on a warm, sunny day. Colorful tropical plants and birds surround you. You can hear the rush of fast moving water, and as you step into a clearing, you find yourself at the edge of a river at the bottom of a very tall waterfall. Spray from the waterfall forms a fine mist and scatters a circular rainbow all around you, offering purification and protection. You step into the cool river and approach the waterfall. Stepping closer, you feel a tingling sensation at the crown of your head as some of the falling water begins to wash over you from above. You look up and see that this is no ordinary waterfall. It's coming directly from the sky, carrying a download of divine inspiration for you. Wow. Open to receive any new ideas that may come to you as thoughts, in conversations, or in dreams. Then watch the waterfall ascend back to heaven. Allow the rainbow mist to form a cloak around you to seal your space and ground your new ideas into everyday reality. And then make your way back to the here and now and open your eyes. Wow. I love that. You can also try the above exercise while you're in the shower or while standing under an actual waterfall in nature. Follow any safety protocols. Yeah. Don't do it in Australia where there are crocodiles in the ponds, please. And then your final little message says, be like the waterfall. Sometimes our best ideas can come to us when we least expect it. Water has incredible healing and clarifying properties and can amplify positive expectations. If you feel stuck or uninspired, connect with the spirit of water. Ask your higher self and the elementals to help you let go of any blocks to receiving wisdom and allow inspiration to flow from source to you like a waterfall. I like it. Beautiful. And, Kurt's also telling you to take a shower. I'm just kidding. When's the last time you showered? I'm just kidding. Hello, hello. That is so sweet, isn't it? Oh, very cool. So you're doing it right now. Yeah, isn't that amazing? I love his messages to you. All right. So that was the forest, the rainforest. There we go. And then for your second question, the unicorn. Here it is right here. What else does Kurt want to elaborate on about whatever is helpful to know? I don't really mind me something about creativity. I don't know. You're so funny. All right. You're really sweaty and gross. Shower time. Now you can go do that. All right. After this message. Let's take a look here. I feel like he wants to go tarot this time. So let's take a look here. What else he wants you to know? All right. Three of Pentacles, creativity. So this is the underlying energy, which I love this. Again, it kind of looks like Alice in Wonderland, right? On the mushroom. But there is this, the creativity is about being true to your authentic self and, allowing this, energy, um, you know, to come in with not worried about what other people, how people get upset or any support you'll lose, but it's all about being true to you and your your own artistic expression, right? Yeah, and again, another three of wands with the four, the emperor. So, if you're wanting to take things in a different direction, you're the one that will take it there with that, with the emperor who, chooses things. I get to choose, the emperor, we get that where they are, get a lot of advice from a lot of people around them, but they also, have this, you know, um, moment of thank you everybody, clear the throne room. I'm now about to make decisions. I'm the emperor. I decide. You put a plan together, you put action behind it. And the three of wands. And so even when they were talking about in the card about not being afraid to change directions, right? And allow your creative flow to take it in whatever direction you want to take it, not what you think other people would like, right? I figured you were going to get, with all these threes, how could you not get the Empress? We always have to have the Empress, but she's the master of creativity, the birthing of new things, the birthing of new ideas. The Ace of Swords coming in here too, um, is about, um, again, clarity of mind, clarity of what you want, and it's a process, right? Your creative process. They were just showing me in my mind. I saw a video at some point from Taylor Swift, and she talked about her creative process, and it was really her own thing, and um, but I like it that it's like your creative process. We start off, and then you alter it, right, and you discover what your creative process is, right. Your fly says hello. They go, oh, is Nova talking here? Bzz." But it is about you discover your creative process. You find out what creative, like, finding your creative process is a process, and you get to decide what that is, what works well for you, All right, I'm going to, you're going to see what works well for you when your creativity connects, and then you replicate that. You keep doing that, right? If it's like, well, it's after I go for a walk, and as I'm thinking, or as after I journal, or after I have a tortilla, like a burrito, because I had burritos for lunch. So after I have that, that's when my creative juices flow. After I have my my favorite meal, my favorite burrito or whatever, I, it's like you get to discover that, right? Yeah, the sun, the Leo energy, the shining bright, your fun Leo energy is an important part of your creativity. And it is the fire energy that you get, um, is a part of you, and so it's part of your expression that comes in with all of that too. Um, your inner child is important here with this Leo sun energy, because it is about you expressing, your energy of, play. You're allowing yourself, the child inside of you, to come out and express itself. Because that's what's so great about fire signs and fire energy, is that it's childlike, not childish. It can be childish. We all can be childish, but that energy. Sorry, I almost got the fly. the there you go. There's the childishness, but there's this you know letting the child out to play, allowing them. They look at the world full of possibilities, and wow, I'm gonna do this. Let that out as part of your creativity too. Yeah, and then you have, the Five of Pentacles is that feeling of lack and the feeling of, um, being left behind, out in the cold, not being worthy. The Chariot comes in here. This is the power of choice. And, it's like you can sit in that, because I think when you had mentioned, yeah, sometimes I doubt my creativity. This is, well, what about my lack of creativity? And it's like, well, whatever you focus on, you expand on. And so if you're like, if I focus on believing I don't, guess what? It shuts down my creativity. When I believe I do, and I start look at all my creativity, look at how I, have all that, the music I've written, the lyrics I've written, my journaling. Look at my creativity. Look at the proof of that, right? And choose that, because you get to choose your thoughts, you get to choose your emotions, your energy, your actions. And when you have this doubt that you don't have creativity, then it's like, well, why do you believe that? When you question it, yeah, why do I believe that? It's a lie, right? And it's like, okay, I'm scared, and I fear I don't have creativity. And it's like, well, when we fear, we don't have creativity because we shut down our creative mind, and we're out of our creative minds. So don't go out of your creative mind. Get back in your creative mind when you connect with spirit, right? And so, those things that you do, to, yeah, joy. You choose joy on the deck, the 10 of cups, like you talked about earlier today. I played a song and it made me joyful. It's like, you get yourself into higher vibration, creativity flows like a mofo. So I feel like that's what Kurt wants you to know around creativity. Boom shakalaka. I love it. 11 there, huh? Every time you see a mosquito, you slap the hell out of it, right? So I'm liking it for you. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you, Supernova. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I appreciate that. And then Johanna, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And let's see what we got going on here. So actually you have a question. How does tea feel? You had a sort of misunderstanding or so. You might have been a little too biché and felt bad about it. I just hope I didn't make him feel too bad. You did something later. Um, you did do something that you don't seem often, where you lit a candle and sent some love and just felt bad about myself. Oh, how fun. All right. So let's take a look here and see. Yeah, Kurt's making you realize I need to shower. Yeah, so try that that wonderful ritual as you do that too. Make sure the fly's not in there. Ooh, a raisin. No, I was kidding. Gross. All right. So Johanna, my dear, how does tea feel? Let's see what's going on here. All right. And what else do they want you to know here? All right. You know, do you know what are they an Aquarius? Because you got the King of Swords on the bottom, which is all about double air energy, and then underneath that, Aquarius energy. So I was like, maybe they're not feeling anything, but they're thinking, because air signs think. And so I feel like with this double air in their head, I feel like they're just thinking about things. Let's see what they're thinking about here. Well, you got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So they do see the mother nature, mother nurture, type of energy that comes in with the Queen of Pentacles. And then the Queen of Cups, they do know your emotional fullness that you are. And that's so it's such a man thing that they're just kind of with these cards are going, oh, it's just a woman thing. They must be going through their time of the month or something. That's the kind of thinking that he has. He's like, oh, that little amount emotional outburst, whatever. They must be, going through that. That's horrible, but that's what's going on. And then, so that's I feel like is what they're just saying. They're in their head, and they just totally. I don't think it bothered them whatsoever. I feel like they're in their mind, and they're just like, oh, they're acting that way because of that. Dismissed. On with their day. Not, and you're the one that's reflecting it and doing all the stuff and um, rehearsing it and nursing it and having it spin right. But you have the Chariot card, which is that's why I also get this movement, like they've moved on, but they're also this is like they're bridging into sharing with you that their choice, whether they had an emotional choice, a mental choice, an energetic, whatever, is up to them. And yeah, we can make it harder or easier for people to choose whatever emotion that they're going to choose, lower or higher vibration. But ultimately, everyone's going to choose what they want. And so you can cut yourself some slack with this card and just say, you know what? I get to choose my story, my emotion, my energy, my physical actions. But, um, they get to choose theirs. And there's nothing that I can really do about that, except like you did, send them love. I can just send them love, right? And we can do that. Let's see what else they have here for you. Yeah, we got the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands would be the energy that you're sending them. You're sending them love and light. And the Six of Pentacles is about the balance, equal giving and receiving that comes in here too. And the rate of exchange that you have within you. It's important here that you really look at and I think, you've probably checked out the Six of Pentacles, Take 10 with Zen, but let me just throw it out there because, if you haven't, I really encourage you to because this is an important piece of realizing if we are in relationships with people, um, and we feel we have to overgive, over and over and over and over, we have to give so much to deserve so little, then we feel like we hold ourselves to such a higher level than we do everyone else, right? It's like I have to give so much, and they didn't deserve that. It's like wow, I gave all this, so I feel like that's an important piece here with you too. That this energy that you're sending forward is good, but the Six of Pentacles is be aware of your balance of equal giving and receiving, because I feel like you tend to overgive, and they're just wanting you to look at that. All right. Yeah, because you do have the Queen of Wands and Temperance coming in here too. So, it's temperance is balance and patience, right? And the Queen of Wands is all about balancing your energy, looking at your energy, knowing that you're the one that draws in with your fiery energy that you have, um, and just being aware, that um, you channel a lot of energy from a lot of different places and balancing of that energy. Do you see the fly back? Bzzz. Um, yeah, men. Yep, no offense. A lot of straight men, they just have that there in their minds. They're taught to be in their minds, not in their hearts. And but I like this, this being aware of your own energy, your own fire, and um, and it's okay to look at, okay, why was I, when you reacted the way you did, it was out of fear. And so when you look at, okay, the fire, what triggered to cause me that? Because I went out of my mind and I acted out of fear, like a 2-year-old does, right? No, I hate you. That's what a little 2-year-old does. And so when we know we act not normal, um, like an adult, then we're like, oh, okay, there's a fear that triggered. And so I feel like that's what they're wanting you to look at there with that. So that is what they have for you, my dear. And so thank you again for your dual donation. Even though the first one was just a donation with no question. I really appreciate that. So I like that for you. Yeah, even on the bottom of the deck, you got the Seven of Cups, which is all the emotional choices, all the emotional confusion that kicks in there when we're in fear, right? We go out of our regular minds, which is what happens, right? All right. So thank you again for your donation, my dear. And then Moonlight 5, you are currently, let me just make sure here. Didn't get any donations in my email too. All right. So, Moonlight 5, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like. And you want to know, will you get back with your ex? All right. So, based on current energy, let's see what is unfolding here for you. Of course, we always have our power of choice. So, whether we actually do or not is up to us, right? If I get these two right here. That one and that one and then this one here. All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Well. So the bottom of the deck, you have the number 9, which is the Hermit card in the Major Arcana, which would say that's about being to yourself, right? A hermit to yourself. So I feel like that's a no with that because you're by yourself. Makes sense, right? Let's see what these other cards. You got 2-1-2-1. Let's look at the one card here. Yeah, you've got the Queen of Cups, which is your intuition. She's very deep in her emotions. She rolls over cups with the king, but also gets a second portion of cups. All queens do. So it's the master of emotion. There's a lot of emotion that's going on with this here. Yeah, and you even got the High Priestess and the Temperance card. The High Priestess also is about the energy of she steps back, goes up into her High Priestess temple, communicates with spirit, looks behind the veil, dives deep. So this is a time here of reflection of emotions. The Queen of Cups is like the High Priestess to me. Um, and so it just feels like this is a time that you're being called away from relationship to reflect upon yourself and to transform these emotions that are inside of you because those are your emotions. Whatever situations unfolded, you felt things, those are yours to own, yours to transform, yours to change into higher vibration, higher wisdom and higher knowledge coming in. Let's see what we have coming in here. Yeah. because you do have both the 5 of swords and the 2 of swords, which is about looking into our minds, right? It's the conflict between the head and the heart, and that there is, in order to avoid conflict and fencing, like battles in the future, you know, like where you feel you want to kill someone, it's like, nope, 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 we don't want to do that, right? We want to, and with this Ace of Wands, you don't want this spark and this fire of energy to come in and have conflict. And so if you don't have this time to yourself to look within you to release a lot of the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that you have with the 10 of swords, you know, all this um, supposed tos and need tos and have tos, it's just going to result in more fighting and battling. So right now, you know, with the current energies, it's like no. With that hermit, it's like no, you don't get back together with your ex, and it's a time for you to reflect and transform and not to go on to another relationship, but you're discovering the true you and releasing these emotions, looking at the fears, dismantling triggers, transforming emotion, doing a bit of preparation and reflection with all of this too, to allow you, you know, that release, allow you that, uh, because you're questioning your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about yourself and your worth, as well as the emotions related to that. Transforming them, it allows you to move higher and your love vibration and your self-worth, your self-love, which draws in a higher vibrational relationship. Don't think it's going to be with your ex because I don't feel like they're going to do that work. So they're going to keep doing what they've always done and getting what they've always gotten, but you're going to be, you know, raising your love vibration and you'll draw in someone that matches that more, right? So that's what I feel coming in with those cards there. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. There's that fly. Don't come over here. All right. So, well, if the fly, you know, makes an appearance, it will on screen, you know, disclaimer. All right. So I think that's it for my donations. So I've got about a half hour. So if anybody else wants to make a donation to prioritize yours, you'd be up next. Otherwise, I'm going to scroll to the top and we'll start with the first free reading. So let me scroll down here. So that will be Doll Faced Diva. And for those, I am using the Craft Cards Tarot and the Black Tarot. So let me shuffle these up. 1 and 2 and 3. These are shuffling for all the free readings. We'll pull from the top, 1 from there, and then 1 from the Black Tarot. So shuffle them 3 times. And one more. All right. Boom. So we are set here. All right. So Dollface Diva, you wanted a general for this weekend. That's right. It's the weekend, right? So you've got the Page of Wands and the Four of Cups. So Four of Cups is emotional stability coming in here. And the Page of Wands is like a new heightened energy, a new passion coming in. Now, the Four of Cups does tell us too that we kind of get bored with the regular old stuff, right? The same old, same old. And so I feel like there's this nudge from spirit to say, go try something new, go do something different, step out of the norm. What's something that you've always wanted to do that you haven't done? Go do that, you know, whether it's pottery or painting or dancing or whatever. It's like, you know what? I haven't done this and I want to go do this. It's about changing up and having a spark of new adventure this weekend. The Four of Cups, emotional stability, but it's almost like stagnancy, emotional boringness, right? You're like, I'm tired of doing the same old, same old. I want to do something new. Go to the beach, the river, the lake, whatever. Get near water, do something. But it's about doing something different and new for you, something you've wanted to do. I just feel like it's a nudge from spirit to allow this energy to be ignited. So that is what they have for you, Diva. I like that. So do something new and exciting. All right. And then Patricia. You are up next. So, a weekend message. All right, what do they have for you here? You got the Six of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So, it's the Nine of Pentacles is about it's like the hermit's journey and kind of hanging out with yourself here. But this Six of Cups is about past life connections. So, you're not alone. You're with spirit here. That's what that little bird is, represents spirit. But I like the Six of Cups because it is about past life connections in a big way, and you might even have a connection of someone from your past in this lifetime that also comes in. But I feel like it's a weekend to journal, to reflect on what do you feel you've learned in this lifetime, if you've ever done any kind of past life akashic records connection. This is a great time to kind of see this and look into it and find out what is it that you're bringing from past lifetimes. What are you attracted to? Is there a culture? Is there a location, a type of person? And just kind of sit and feel like, try to just sit and connect into your subconscious. That's where your gateway to the Akashic records are. Just sit there and go, what is coming through? What stories come through? And you might even have them appear like a movie that you're watching, actual memories and seeing past lives. So I feel like it's a kind of a spiritual type of reflective weekend. Even watch some movies and see if anywhere, like, what are you drawn to in the movies? Is there some location or something? I just feel like it's an important connection weekend with that. So very interesting. I like that for you, Patricia. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Continue moving down the list here. And we've got here Ateshi Singh. Want to know, will JK the Virgo and you date? Let's take a look here. I don't think so. You got the Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups, which is movement and transformation of emotion. But the Eight of Cups is leaving behind relationships and emotions that don't serve and move on to something different there. So I don't feel like there is that there. I feel like there is movement and transformation of emotion that is different there. So I don't feel like that is in the cards here based on current energy anyway. Um, so I just feel like there's movement away into something that's more like an emotional dream come true. So I feel like there is someone else that kind of draws you in a different direction. So that's what's coming in for you, Ateshi. So many blessings to you. That's exciting, though. All right. So we did those. We did those. And then Jeep, we've got a general for August for you. And if you haven't checked out, August monthlies just came out last Sunday, I think. So be sure to check those out too for more information. And let's take a look here. Yeah. So, for August, you've got the High Priestess here. You do have the Three of Swords. The High Priestess is about importance of taking some time to step away, connect higher, step behind the veil, dive deep into your emotions, but really face your fears of disappointment. Um, I don't feel like August is a month of disappointment. I just feel like it's important energy here going into getting closer to August to really look and understand, what am I fearing? What is at the root of this? And to step back and take some time away from things to really look at it, because it's important for the month of August, with this month of flow that you have coming, that the fears are obstacles and clogs of flow. And so it's important to, as the clog starts to form, it's like, give it some Drano, give it some emotional Drano. look at it and go, why am I fearing this? What is my fear? What's at the root of this? What does that mean? What's at the root of that? What's at the root of that? Get to the root of the fear to understand where it's coming from, because in bringing it to the light, you bring awareness to it, and then it doesn't have any power. Because once you um, prove to your brain that this belief it has is false, it won't believe it again. And that's why when you prove it to it and you bring up the evidence, it's like, oh, yeah, I don't have to worry about that. That's right. And it helps with the flow going forward. So I like that for you, Jeep. Jeep, Jeep. And that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Right. And then we've got Fin Fin. So Fin Fin, you are up. Where'd you go? There you are. So where were you at during your meditation sleep? It looked like some kind of portal. You couldn't move your body. You were trying to access the Akashic records. Oh, wow. So you have the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So it feels like you were at a portal to enter and go into the Akashic records, because the Five of Cups right after that is the Six of Cups, which is one of my cards of, um, that represent past lives in the Akashic records. But there was some fears and some emotions that were blocking here, for you to move forward into it. And so you can look into you know, um, what emotions are bubbling below the surface, anything to do with worth. And the Seven of Swords is our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that deceive us and feel like we're stealing something, and maybe some worthiness here. But I feel like the Akashic records here, you were about to enter a portal to go into some old memories and some old experiences, and it's almost like I'm seeing a movie theater that you get to sit in front of and watch different memories and different experiences that come in. But this was holding you back. It was like, well, we can't go in there. We're not supposed to go in there. It's like my access code card doesn't work for that. It's like, why doesn't it? Why wouldn't it? And it has to do with some of your memories and connections to this lifetime that you get to clear out, that'll allow you to move forward going in the future. But I love that you're on just the verge of the gateway coming in too. There's also um, the Lions Gate is coming up on August 8th. And I feel like there's something to do with your energy around that too. I have a pick a card coming out on July 31st. That's a pick a card with 8 different gateways. And I feel like it is one of those. Now, if you remember what color it is, um, I feel like that's gonna tell you kind of, is it one of the regular chakra colors, or is it the higher soul chakra or the earth chakra? Is it, what color was it? I feel it's important for you to know, because that'll tell you the energy around where these things lie for you there. So, that's what they have for you, Fin Fin. I love that. So many blessings to you. And then Nelia Medeiros, you are up next. And for your free reading, anyone or anything coming towards you? Question mark. Nope, nothing at all. Just emptiness. I'm just kidding. Nine of Cups, dreams come true, joy, 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 and justice. The balancing out of the higher um, ways of thinking, right? So I feel like there's clarity coming in here around what a dream come true would mean for you. Justice card is the scales with the Ace of Swords, which allows you to see things from a higher perspective, cut away some of these small t truths that are rooted in the supposed tos, should tos, need tos, have tos, musts. And that allows you to move some stuff from here to higher vibration. So not only are you adding here, you're taking away from here, which helps balance things more quickly. And this does feel like clarity around, like, what does it mean to have your dream come true? You have your mind that has a long list of supposed tos and shoulds and human stuff, but from a higher perspective, from your high heart, it brings you a lot of clarity on really what that is, both relationship, what your dharma, your career is, how you express that to the world, what you want to achieve, where you want to be, who you want to be. All of that, there's a lot of clarity coming in here for this. And I like it. I just feel like there's some great energy of release coming up here, especially around like career, because Capricorn full moon energy on Monday is about release. And Capricorn is the house, it rules our house of work and job and that kind of energy. So if you haven't checked out the pick a card for the second Capricorn full moon that we've had, be sure to check that out. It's in my pick a cards, and I had it at the very top here too. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. And then Content, you are up next, and you want a general for the rest of July. Let's see what we got coming in here. Got the Five of Swords and the Three of Cups. So, there is this energy here with the Five of Swords, which is about conflict between the head and the heart. And the Three of Cups has to do with third party situations. So I don't know if this is like things that you've experienced personally, but I do feel like, and it may not even be conscious, but it feels like there is this fear around being cheated on, being not chosen, about someone choosing someone else when they're with you. And I don't know if it goes back to what your parents were experiencing, or family member, or yourself, or all of it. But this is about this energy coming in here of facing that, looking at, transforming that. Because I know from personal experience, growing up, even in my mother's womb, she had been cheated on while my brother was born. He's 3 years older. Um, After he was born, my father did supposedly wander, and my mom felt that pain, and then got pregnant with me, and then I felt that. Sorry, fly. I felt that. That pain in my mother's womb, and all growing up, because she had that fear. Then I drew that in. 3 out of my 5 relationships had people who wandered and brought in what I was focusing on, that fear. So in order for you not to have that vibration and draw that in, it's important for you to transform that and to look at that. One of the big things I learned is that other people's actions don't define me. That wasn't about my worth, that was about where they were at, right? But it was a mirror for me. I learned that when I was looking for my self-worth and self-love out there, that I was cheating on myself, because self-love comes from self, not out there. So self-love I glean by getting to know and loving my higher self, me, right? But if I was looking for it out there, I was cheating on them with those people. So they were a mirror for me, and it really showed me a lot about myself. And I feel like this is what they're having you kind of be aware of over these next couple weeks. It's the transformation of those energies. So that's what's coming in for you there, Content. So many blessings to you. And then Miniheel, when will you get married? You mean which year? All right. So this first card is this year. The second card is next year. We'll see if it's going to be one of those. So, I feel like this with the 6 of Wands for this year, that is victory and that is movement. That's equal passion. So I feel like you don't get married this year, but I feel like you have the opportunity to meet them this year. And then next year with the 2 of Wands, that is this energy of like, it depends on what you focus on, because it's a range, right? And so I don't feel like you're getting married this year, but you begin courtship. And then next year, it depends if you get married or not, depending on your energy. Are you focusing on, you know, I want to get married? And if you're focused on want, that pushes it further away. But when we have gratitude towards creator and spirit going, You're going to bring in the perfect person in the perfect time in the perfect way. And I'm going to get married in the perfect timing. And we start focusing on gratitude for everything we love about marriage, what we've seen from other people getting married, what we love about them, about weddings, about what comes from marriage. All that energy of focus on gratitude draws it in. Wanting it pushes it away. So I feel like you have a possibility of being married next year. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given you the Two of Wands, but it depends on your energy. So there you go. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Right. I'll continue moving down the list here. And we've got Lucky. Hey, hey. So do you feel intuitively that you should beef up security where you're living? Your gut feeling is that an intruder is currently lurking. Let's take a look here. You got the Eight of Cups and the Star card coming in here. Um, I don't feel like danger, danger, danger here. I feel like just knowing that you're divinely guided and protected is important here. The Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Spheres, Eight of Pentacles is about, you know, um, smooth moving and in the outside world and transformation. And the Star card is about hope and wishes and dreams come true and brightness. That Star card is your higher self. I know I'm not getting a bunch of spidey sense things coming in here, but also realize that whatever you focus on does grow and expand. So if there's fear and you're like, oh, I need to beef it up because I feel it's around, and then we focus on fear that lurking is around, we draw lurking to us. The more grateful we are about, thank you for being divinely protected, thank you for being divinely guided, and then we draw in higher vibrational things around us instead. That said, I always say trust your gut, and if it'll make you feel better and take away the fears, then do it. Because if you don't feel like, well, I'm not going to be able to kick it out of my head that I'm fearing and I think it's going to happen, well, then if you just do something that takes away the fear, then it won't happen anyway, because you're changing your energy anyway, right? So that's what I feel they have for you right now, Lucky. Hopefully that helps. So there you go. Many blessings. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. Let's see. We did that one. We did that one. Okay. We did that one. We did that one. So make sure I'm not skipping anyone here. So thank you guys for your patience. All right. So nature 1111, who is coming towards you in love this year? Right? You got the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So you have the Knight of Cups, the romantic that's coming here with that card there. And the Knight of Pentacles is coming slowly, though. So I do feel here, the Knight of Pentacles is earth energy. And I almost feel like a Taurus kind of romantic energy with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. But it is, your love is coming your way. It is moving towards you. But that Knight of Pentacles is like slowly. It's going to enter slowly, and they're going to just be methodical and grounded. So I do feel like it's a Taurus kind of energy that's coming in, or an Earth sign, but I just feel like I'm nudged towards Taurus with the god, because they're ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, and the Knight of Cups, the romance, and is all there in the earthiness of the Knight of Pentacles. So they're methodical and stubborn, and they'll take their time coming in, but I do feel it is them. So there you go. That's what we have for you, nature. A little bit of a tidbit there. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Jazz, you are up. We'd love a general reading. Let's see what does Spirit have here for you here. You got the Eight of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, so you definitely are in the process of really becoming aware of what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. But this Knight of Swords is movement, and the Eight of Swords is movement of thought and belief too. So it really shows here, it's kind of like a kudos in a way, that you're in the process of letting go of fear, small t truths that don't serve you anymore, and you're really digging into, what am I fearing? Why do I doubt that? Why is that there? Why am I hesitating? Why am I not moving forward? And I feel like it's an important energy for you to be aware of with this, knowing that these triggers that are coming up are for you to look at them and to transform them and move them too. So I like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Jazz. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Shelly Rain, you are up. So any messages for August for you? All right. And don't forget to check out the August monthlies that came out last Sunday as well. But for you, you've got the Page of Spheres, the Page of Pentacles, and the Judgment card, which is, of course, your higher self taking you to this higher place. I feel like August is going to be a month where, if you will align with your higher self as far as what your calling is, that there's these opportunities that will open up in the month of August to help you take some steps towards fulfilling that dream. And of course, each moment we are living our dream, that's living the dream, right? We don't get attached so much to an outcome as we look at what's the next step and what's the next step in the journey. We enjoy each step along the way, not sprinting to get to the end, but taking another step and then another step and then another step. So I feel like August for you is this clarity of what the dream is and taking a step towards it. Another opportunity opens up that really, I feel like it just allows you to see like several stepping stones ahead, but come back to this moment, come back to the next step. You can look a few ahead, but focus on the very next step. Otherwise, what? You'll trip and fall. Just kidding. You won't. But, you know, focusing on that, I feel, is important there for the month of August for you. Right. And then definitely check out that, you know, that energy there. All right. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll take a look here. I did those. We did those. Did those. So Sean G. Want to know, will R get us a sponsorship for your programs on August? Okay. Let's take a look here. What do we have here? You know, I feel like there's a lead here with the Ace of Wands, but the Temperance card is all about patience and slowly unfolding here. So, there is a possibilities with this Ace of Wands that it will, but, we talk about the energies and, so the Temperance is the balance, the slowly unfolding patience of it, but the Ace of Wands also is about possibilities in that I choose how fast things come in. Whatever I focus my energy on the most is what I draw to me. So, are we? I think I might have gotten a couple messages of focusing on gratitude. Are we doing the gratitude? Are we grateful for what we have had, what we do have? Is that energy changing? Gratitude journal, the cell phone putting like a silent alarm about gratitude every waking hour if we want things to change quickly, reminding us gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Thank you for providing what you have, what I do have. And I would like to have, this. And I'm grateful that you'll bring it in the perfect way, in the perfect timing. Um, but it's about possibilities with all of this with energy. So being aware of that is the big thing I feel coming in with that. Right. So many blessings to you. All right. Let's see. We're getting close to the end here. Let's see. We've got infinity for the free. Let me just see how many we've got here. Infinity. And Anne, if that sounds familiar, if you did ask that one this morning, I did come back and answer the true relationship between two people. I'm not sure if those were the two names, But be sure to check out the previous video. In fact, I think I have the link right here. Yeah, so here's the link to the video. And it has in the description box the order in which the readings were completed so you can see when yours was. And let's see, we got JJJ. So I only have like a handful, and Day, Sturgis, and Levine, Basit, and Carmel, 6, 7. So I've got about 7. So I will come on after I'm done just to do the handful that I'm going to be able to get through because I'm headed off to my Praying Mantis members here for about an hour, and then I shall return and let's take a look here. Let's see. Oh, here it was. It was the free. I just wanted to make sure where I left off here. So I'm going to take this quick screenshot here. So it'll be about an hour and a half or sooner, depending on how long I take with my Praying Mantis members. And then I will complete it out. So I've got like about 7-ish individuals. So I shall return for those. All right. So I've taken pictures of those. So I will be back. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for your patience in getting to these other readings. So but I will come back, and thank you for all the thumbs up. It does tell me you enjoy the free readings and all the stuff that we have to offer. In the meantime, I do have, while you guys are waiting, we do have here other. I've got the Capricorn full moon. Pick a card for that. That's coming up on Monday, so you can make the most of that release energy, and there's a pick a card for that. We also have Leo season coming up on Monday, so happy birthday to you, Leo sun babies. There's a special birthday bonus reading for those, and if you haven't checked out the solstice relationship readings, there's a playlist for, and there's one for each individual zodiac sign. If you're looking for something for the month of July, we got the July monthlies and then also the August monthlies. So, and there's a bunch of other free content on my main page, but those are some of the big hitters of the energy that's going on right now. Oop, and Swaroop, let me grab yours here. You came in just as I'm headed out. Let me grab that. So I will be back in about an hour and a half. So until then, remember, everybody, every second of every day of your life that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.